Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a couple minutes, just checking a few things sound-wise to make sure everything's working okay. All right, here we go. Hello, and welcome back to Modular Mornings. In the first episode, we learned a little bit about VCV Rack and some of its basic functionality. If you watched the first episode, then you'll know that this screen that you're looking at now is the template that we saved from last time, which consists of an LFO serving as our basic clock, a VCO, which is making our tone, an attack, decay, sustain, release envelope generator, which is creating the percussive kind of notes, our VCF, which is a voltage controlled filter, which is adding a little bit of movement and range to the dynamics of our sound, and then a VCA, a voltage controlled amplifier, which is being used to open and close, serving as the actual distinctive notes. And then we also have down here a sequencer, and because we like to mix things in stereo, we have that setup for the left channel and the same setup for the right channel. What we can do here actually to make things a little bit more clean and a little bit more neat is we can move these mixers up here because we don't use them as actively. So now we have our left channel mixer above our audio output and our right channel mixer above our audio output as well in the left and right configurations respectively. And then we can put our VCA kind of over to the side because that's going to be our output point. You can use VCAs to do a number of different things, but that's a good starting point. And then we can just move this sequencer up. So that's the left channel sequencer. We'll also move our clock, our universal clock, up to get it kind of out of the way, and bring back down our LFOs that controlled our VCF. And then we'll move this sequencer for the right channel over. So now we have two essentially identical looking things. This row here is for the left channel, and then the other row here is for the right channel. So if you remember, essentially what we do is we hook up our ADSR gate input to the square output of our clock LFO to get a pinging kind of rhythm. Or alternatively, we can do it to the gate out from the sequencer to accomplish the same effect, but with this we can turn off certain notes to make a rhythmic sequence. With all things in VCV, you can right click on them and initialize, and then they'll set everything back on to everything. So today, what we're going to do is try and do something a little more, I guess, a little more advanced, and we're going to, instead of just have a single note, we're going to make some chords. And then we're also going to add a bass line, and so there will be a bass line that we're going to put into both channels, and then there'll be a left channel chord and a right channel chord that will play in their sequence. To make a chord, what we're going to want to do is use something that was added to VCV a little bit later on down the line, which is polyphonic notes. And the way that they do that is with the polyphonic merge module. So if you go into your module browser, which is again right-clicking, and you have all these modules available to you, one of them is this one here called merge, VCV merge. And so what this module looks like over here is All of these down here are inputs, and then it has one output, which is a polyphonic output. So the first step that we're going to do is take our VCF output and take it off of our VCA. And then we're going to take our output from our VCO and go from the input of the VCF to the merge module. The next thing we'll need to do is copy our VCO. So things are going to get a little messy pretty quick here, but we'll try and do it in a way that cleans the little things up. What we're going to do is we're going to, if you use control in VCV, you can move entire sections of modules rather than each one individually. So we're just going to scoot out our modules a bit so that we can add some chords. We'll do 4 of these VCOs. We'll start with the left channel and then we'll do something similar for the right. So we're just going to do one more of these. Okay, so now we have 4 VCOs for the left channel. We're going to take all of those, stick them into this merge module. We'll move this merge module over too. See if we can find some room for it. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we're just going to hook up the sine output of each of these VCOs to the merge module, and then that output is going to go here. You see the cable gets thicker and the color of the thing changes to blue, and then that will go to our VCA. Great. Now the thing that's different about the chord is we're going to need to start using our voltages to make a note. And the easiest way to do that is by right-clicking on one of these knobs and typing in a rounded value for the frequency. So, for example, we can do 400 as the first one. Now, half of that will be 1 octave down. So we'll do that at 200. So at 400 hertz, that's 1 note. At 200 hertz, that is the octave down from that. Everything in between will be what is the notes in that progression. And they go kind of linearly, but I don't know the math for it. So I just kind of guess at it. So I think that 280 will be one of them. Because it's essentially going in 40 increments from 200. So I think 280 will be a good one, and then I think 360 will be a good one. And now when we activate our sequence here, do something similar in the left channel. So again, we just duplicate here. And then we'll just duplicate out all the VCOs that we need. Take those inputs into this input. Take that polyphonic into the VCF. Turn on the drive again. Turn on the resonance again. Turn on the VCA. Now let's do instead of 400 and 200, let's do 600 and 300. And find the middle grounds of those, so that's probably like 360 and 480. Sure, let's try that. See how this one sounds.